going?
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
Good. Well, I'm glad that we knocked out your contract so I have an idea of who you are and what we'll go through in your grief counseling. So, I just want to get a feel for the losses that you've gone through. In your agreement, you mentioned losing your oldest cat and your unborn babies.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And those are the reasons why you've come to see me to address your grief about them specifically?
Yes.
Okay, I see. And let's go ahead and hear about your losses. Just tell me about your pet loss and your baby losses.
Yes. Yes. Start with Asia, our oldest cat. She was older in age, but she had a couple conditions health-wise, which didn't work out too good, and she passed. So it was pretty hard, and just dealing with that every day is pretty intense, but it's the only way to do it, basically. Just take day by day.
I can tell that you must have really cared about Asia very much to get emotional this way. And here, have some
Yes.
Kleenex.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And I can definitely empathize with you because I lost my cherished pet as well.
Yes.
And having her for so many years, most of my adulthood thus far, it's still really tough to remember the way she died. And
Yes.
we don't want to ruminate on the circumstances around the loss because that just makes it even more challenging to cope with.
Yes.
We want to be more reminiscent about the good times that we shared. You did mention that Asia had some health conditions, and unfortunately that's what led to her death, I
Yes.
assume.
Yes.
But we want to focus on the fun memories and what she brought to your life.
Yes.
And the lessons that you learned from her. So what did you learn from Asia?
Just basically her attitude, just being relaxed and just hanging back. What helped me on my downtime.
It sounds like Asia must have been a very excellent source of support for you, especially since I noticed in your contract that you work as a chef.
Yes.
So it must be a very demanding job, and I imagine that you probably don't even have that much downtime, but the fact that you were able to spend quality time with your cherished pet.
Yes.
And be able to enjoy any time with her, I'm sure it meant a lot to her as much as it meant to you.
Yes.
Now, I noticed in your contract, Dave, and here, have some more Kleenex.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. It looks like you have, wow, 5 more cats living with you. So, are you able to spend time with them like you did with Asia?
Or I try to spend time with each of them a little bit. So, but right now the 2 youngest I've been spending more time with since they're the babies.
Well, that's good. I'm sure your 2 youngest kitties really appreciate more time with their cat dad. You know, it's a good bonding time while they go through their development
Yes.
and grow. So I'm sure it means a lot to them. It seems like you have a really compassionate heart, Dave, and I really commend you for that because it takes someone really special to go out there and rescue these animals and give them a good home, especially considering your loss. Sometimes it's hard for a pet parent after losing an animal companion to go on and raise more animals.
Yes.
So I really commend you for that.
Yes.
I'd like to hear about your baby losses. Will you please describe your grief about them?
Yes. Angel, our first baby, it was hard because we planned and it just didn't work out. So it was a pretty tough loss to take where, you know, you can't really do anything. And then after a while we tried again and had Divine, but didn't work too, so it was even more. So it's been pretty hard, but you gotta take it day by day.
Here's more Kleenex.
Yes, thank
You're welcome. How have you been coping with the losses of your babies, Dave?
Just taking time and just thinking of, you know, just praying for them and, you know, just through prayer and meditation, just trying to, you know, speak with God and them and understand pretty much.
I like seeing that you have a connection with God, Dave. Your contract indicates that you are practicing Catholicism, so I imagine that you believe in Jesus as well as pray to the saints.
Yes, I did.
And also Jesus' mother Mary.
Yes.
Now, I want to recommend an app to you that you already may have heard of, and if you haven't started using it yet, there's the Halo app with many prayers and guided meditations for Christians, including Catholics.
Yes.
And there are other apps as well. The Bible app, where you get an inspirational verse of the day.
Yes.
There's also the Abide app with meditations and scripture as well.
Yes.
But since you're specifically Catholic, the Halo app can do wonders for you.
Yes.
So I would recommend that in between our sessions,
Yes.
you go through the app daily. And I have this journal for you
Yes.
that you can take home, and every day you can write down how you're feeling
Yes.
and what you took from the guided meditations and
Yes.
prayers from the Halo app. So
Okay.
I'm glad that you already have been praying and
Yes.
establishing your connection with God and practicing meditation.
Yes.
Now, your contract also includes that you're Mexican American. So there were a couple of other healing methods that I wanted to run by you. Have you heard of the curanderas, the spiritual healers?
Yes, in my culture we have them down here where you can see them and to do prayers and to help.
Have you seen one before, or have you seen one for your grief specifically?
No, the last time I saw one was when I was a kid with my grandma. That was probably the last time. A long time ago.
Well, we'll consider it as an option. We'll take the steps first of using the guided meditation apps, including Halo, to practice your faith through grief. And there's another one that I may want to try with you next time you visit, called limpia. You remember what limpia means, right? Clean.
Yes.
So basically, we use an egg. Are you vegan?
No.
Okay, so the egg may work for you to cleanse your aura, and we'll see how effective that can be for you.
Yes.
But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and see how the journal works for you. Every day, track your feelings and what you've learned through the app, what spoke with you through the guided meditations and prayers that you go through. And next time, please bring your journal with you and come ready for the limpia exercise. And if possible, please bring pictures of your cat Asia as well as your 5 kitties. So that way maybe we can even explore options of making a collage dedicated to your living cats and your cat up in heaven. Maybe come up with a way of introducing the new cats, the youngest ones who you mentioned, to your heavenly cat.
Oh, yes.
How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Do you have any questions for me before we go today?
Not too much right now.
All right. So what do we have going for next time? I just want to make sure that we understand what you're expecting to do to cope with your grief.
The journal. To use the journal, and I'm going to check out that Halo app for the meditations and prayers.
Yes, I think that is a lot of ground to cover before our next session. And in the meantime, I really appreciate you for coming in, Dave. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'm here for you in the meantime. Other than that, I'll see you next time you're here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Bless you.